Kevin Taylor built his reputation as a fierce social commentator and unrelenting critic of Ghanaian politicians, religious leaders, and traditional authorities. Through his online show, With All Due Respect, streamed mostly from the United States, Taylor exposed alleged corruption, hypocrisy, and betrayal of the Ghanaian people by those in power, often using harsh words that stirred national outrage. Under the NPP government, his constant attacks became unbearable to many public figures. He was accused of defamation by several high-ranking individuals, including politicians, traditional chiefs, and church leaders. Lawsuits piled up in the courts, and a formal arrest warrant was issued against him. Legally, this meant that the moment Kevin Taylor stepped foot on Ghanaian soil, he was supposed to be arrested and brought before the courts for legal proceedings. But when Kevin Taylor returned to Ghana in 2025 after years in the US, something strange happened. There were no police waiting for him, no court officers, no handcuffs. He walked freely under the full protection of Ghana's national security. According to insiders, Kevin Taylor had already been assigned a 24-hour government security escort. This wasn't just protection, this was a shield against justice. The courts that once sought his arrest were now silent. It later emerged that the arrest warrant had been quietly withdrawn. No statement from the judiciary, no apology to the public, no clarity. People began asking the question, who gave the order to cancel the warrant? Why was it done in secret? And why has Ghana's judicial system, which once declared him a fugitive, now treated him like a political prince? During the NPP's administration, Kevin Taylor was painted as a national threat. His videos, filled with accusations and name-calling, were deemed defamatory and dangerous. Legal documents were filed. Arrest orders were made public. The message was clear: no one is above the law. He was seen as an enemy of the state, a man who mocked the courts and had to be brought to justice. But once the NDC came into power, the same man was treated as a national hero. Party members who once condemned his insults now praised his courage. The judiciary, once firm, became soft. Even the national security, which should serve the constitution and not party interests, was now providing personal bodyguards to a man with an active legal record. This double standard did not go unnoticed. It revealed a dangerous truth. Ghana's justice system is no longer neutral. It dances to the rhythm of political power. When the NPP ruled, their enemies were prosecuted. Now that the NDC is in power, the same law is bent to protect its own. The courts, meant to stand as a pillar of justice, are now swaying like leaves in the political wind. Judges who once ruled against Kevin Taylor are being sidelined. New judges, seen as more aligned with the current government, are taking over sensitive cases. The law, which should be the same yesterday, today, and tomorrow, now changes with each election. The public is not blind. Ghanaians are seeing how justice is being sold to the highest bidder, and many are asking, are our judges becoming politicians in robes? Kevin Taylor's story has now become more than just about him. It's a symbol of how justice works in Ghana, or doesn't. When he was in exile, the law hunted him. Now that his party is in power, the same law has gone silent. It raises the fear that the judiciary is being used like a political tool, sharp when your enemies are in power, and soft when your friends take control. This is a betrayal of everything the courts are supposed to stand for. Ghanaians cannot have faith in a system that protects one man today and punishes him tomorrow based on who holds power. Justice must be consistent. It must be blind to color, party and wealth. But in today's Ghana, justice sees clearly, and it sees red, white, blue, and green. Many expected that once Kevin Taylor arrived in Ghana, he would appear before the court to answer the cases brought against him. That's what happens to any Ghanaian with an active arrest warrant. But Kevin Taylor was treated differently. He was given free passage. He appeared at events, held public interviews, and gave political speeches, with national security officers standing close to him, not to arrest him, but to protect him. Why should a man declared wanted by the courts suddenly be free just because his allies won power? What message does this send to the people who filed the defamation cases against him? What about those who trusted the court system to bring justice? What about the ordinary Ghanaian who would be arrested in seconds if they defied a court order? The silence of the Ghana Bar Association is loud. The failure of the judiciary to explain this disgrace is dangerous. It sets a terrible precedent that in Ghana, your guilt or innocence depends not on what you did, but who you support. If this continues, the nation will lose all trust in its justice system. Judges who ruled in favor of pressing charges against Kevin Taylor are reportedly unhappy. Some have privately described the withdrawal of the warrant as a political decision, not a legal one. They feel powerless in a system that has abandoned its oath to serve the Constitution. Other judges, mostly younger and believed to be NDC aligned, have remained silent or openly supported the move to protect Taylor. Ghana's judiciary is now split, not by legal principles, but by party loyalty. This trend is not new. Under the NPP, there were cases where people aligned with the ruling party were shielded from prosecution. Corruption cases were quietly dropped. Journalists were intimidated. Opposition figures were dragged to court. Now, under the NDC, we are seeing the same behavior, only in reverse. The names have changed, but the game is the same. Kevin Taylor insulted many. He used strong, often disrespectful language against President Akufo-Addo, Vice President Bawumia, Kennedy Agyapong, Osei Kwame despite, pastors, kings, and many other public figures. He accused people of crimes without evidence. The court said he must appear to defend these statements. That was the law. But today, the law is being bent to protect him. What does this mean for democracy? If one man can escape justice because he is politically favored, then any man can. And if that happens, the law becomes useless. Let us not pretend. This is not about Kevin Taylor. It is about whether the law can survive the pressure of politics. If the judiciary cannot rise above party lines, then Ghana is in danger. No court can serve two masters. It must serve the truth or serve the throne, but not both. The people are watching. The youth are angry. They see what is happening. They see that justice is no longer fair. They see that if you speak the truth and the government hates you, you'll be arrested. But if you lie and the government loves you, you'll be protected. The courts must wake up. The judges must find their voice again. The Ghana Bar Association must stop hiding. The law must speak louder than politics, or the people will stop believing in both. Today, it is Kevin Taylor. Tomorrow, it could be you. Subscribe to Ghana AI News for the unfiltered truth and join the call for justice that cannot be bought, silenced, or rewritten by the hands of political power.